Oh my goodness. Welcome back to my channel. I am here with a copy of UP10TION's first full-length album, Invitation. And I know that this album's been out for a while, but this is not just a flip through of the album. This is also a little bit of a review of their concert. So I'm hoping to get this up before they leave the United States for anybody who's kind of on the fence about going to some of the later dates. Because it is currently 11 o'clock in the morning after the Atlanta show. We got home at 3:30. I didn't go to bed until 4. And I just rolled out of bed with a headache from being dehydrated. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to film this now. I'm going to talk about it. And then hopefully some people who may have been on the fence about going to some of the later dates might decide to go see it, because y'all, it is so worth it, especially if you can get VVIP. So I did have VVIP, and I just realized I don't have my lanyard. Berg. It's across the room, so hold that thought. Okay, back with my lanyard, because I do want to show you guys the awesomeness of the lanyards. So as I said, I did get the VVIP, which is the one that had the album and the fan sign and all of the crazy perks that Studio PAV is doing. Y'all, I officially love Studio PAV after this event. So this is one side, the front of it, and then on the back it has all of their pictures except everybody in Atlanta has this little seal over Wushin's face, which is kind of sad. But so once they checked you in, you got the lanyard, and then they had a guy who speaks Korean who would write your name on it in Hangul. When I first saw it, I thought he had done it wrong, because this is not the way I've seen my name done before. But it worked, because as soon as I walked up to Jinhoo and he saw it, he immediately said Emily and said it correctly. And then all 10 of them said it correctly. So this is correct for Emily, if anybody's wondering if there are any other Emilys out there, because he immediately got it. So he did that, and then when we went inside and we were waiting in line for the fan sign, which was first, the guy who handed out the albums just made a little mark on it to indicate that we had gotten our albums, so that nobody would try and get both. So they did have both albums, both versions of the album. It's just the guy who was passing them out to my section of the line only had the white version, which is totally fine with me, because I don't know the difference anyway. I have not seen the other version. But yeah, so they did the check-in outside. It rained, so, we all kind of looked like a hot mess. Whatever, it happens. Thankfully the guys knew, Yujin, before they finished checking in VVIPs, posted on Twitter telling everybody to be careful because it was raining, and it was so cute. Okay, so got the VVIP check-in. They brought us inside, and then we got the albums, and then we actually got to go into the fan sign. So it was really cool. It was done very much like an actual Korean fan sign, just without some of the other stuff that they do, the games and stuff. But then they did the games and stuff during the actual concert, which was kind of cool. So they actually sat in age order, which was really nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this up so you guys can see. Well, before that, let me show you photo cards, because yeah, literally everybody in line with us, first thing we did was we went to look through our photo cards and find out who we got. And then there was a bunch of trading going on because everybody wanted their bias. So for the little round one, I got Hwanhee. And then for the regular photo card, I got Wushin. And it actually worked out really, really well, because bias and bias wrecker. At least at that point, that was the case. There was something that happened that I will talk about. I have a new bias wrecker. Yeah. So we're in this line, and it's kind of winding around in the theater itself. They had the table set up and everything. So we're standing there waiting for a while, and then all the guys come out, and they sit in age order, which was awesome. because it made it very easy, because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. I'm going to forget names, or I'm going to get somebody confused. But they were sitting in age order, so that didn't happen, which was very nice. Yeah. So I'm just going to go ahead and flip through. So if you handed it to Jinhoo open, they would sign it on their pictures on the inside. So I got them to do that because there's a blue hair in that. I got them to do that so that I wouldn't forget whose signature was whose, because I can never read signatures on these things. But yeah, so almost everybody like put your name in it, and then they would sign it, and it was so cute. So I got 2 hearts from Jinhoo. He was precious, and he said thank you on there. It was very cute. It's like I'm trying to remember like who all I talked to and like what was said and everything. And then Kun signed on his face, which is funny. Got another heart. It was so cute. They were all so sweet, y'all. Like, it was awesome. Kogyo also signed on his face, of course. Like, whatever. Wei, oh my gosh, Wei was so funny. So I walk up to Wei. He was 4th, obviously. I walk up to Wei, and he like gets my name and everything. That's another thing. They all called you by your name, and like they all either held hands with you for a second, or like gave you a high five or like a fist bump or something. So it was really, really sweet. The whole purpose of this was so that they could actually know your name and know what to write in your album. Because, like, obviously, American names, some of them are super, super long when written in Hangul. I know I saw one girl behind me who had, like, 5 sets of characters. So, like, on here, like, I'm trying to figure out how to show it. Like, this right here is one set, and then this is a set, and then this is a set. And that's, like, each set is a syllable? Yes. Because my name has 3 syllables. So that's kind of hard when you're writing American names that can have, 5, 6 syllables. It was really funny. Mine had 3, and then my roommate was immediately behind me, and hers had 1. Her name is, like, actually the same length as mine when written in English. But yeah, so I walk up to Wei, and he, like, looks at me after he gets my name, and he smiles, and he points at his hair, and he's like, we match! And it was so cute! Because he has kind of, like, steely blue hair right now, and my hair is blue. I was like, well, not exactly, mine's a little dark blue. But then he told me it was pretty, which was really sweet. He was adorable. So I'm kind of sad I missed out on a snapshot, because I really wanted to get a picture with him after that to show our matching hair. But they ran out. And then Bito was next, and he drew a smiley face in his signature. He's one of several that do that, and it's adorable. And there was Wushin, who also signed on his face. Like, all this face. And then Sunyul, who signed on the opposite page from everybody else. Oh my gosh, he was so adorable. He's the other one I need to, like, say something about right now. Actually, there are a few that I need to say something about. So, freaking adorable. We were told no, like, presents. But by the time we got to the floor level, like, from winding through, he had been given, like, 2 or 3 Mickey Mouses. Like, there was a puppet at one point, and there was, like, a big, like, giant stuffed Mickey Mouse. Oh my gosh, he was so precious. Sunyul is my new bias wrecker. He is adorable. Like, I love him now. He's my new bias wrecker. So I now have 2 bias wreckers in this group. Go away, text messages. Okay. Then Yujin. So cute. And then Hwanhee. Hwanhee gave me a heart too. And he actually said something about my hair as well. He said it was very pretty. I was like, aww. He was like complimenting everybody. It was so cute. Oh, precious. And then the maknae, Zhao. That's a heart. All of his hearts look like the letter B. It's adorable. They were so sweet. So all of them were like, "Thank you for coming. We're so excited to see you." A couple of them were like, "How are you doing today?" I was like, "Oh, I'm a little nervous. This is my first fan sign." And they're like, "Oh, don't be nervous." So it was very sweet. I'm very glad that they were the first group that I went to a fan sign for. So yes, okay. So that's all the signatures. So now I can move on to the other stuff. So then after the fan sign, they kind of wound us back out of the theater and around for group photos. It was really funny. So like I had a couple of friends with me, and then we had several people that we had made friends with in line who were also VVIPs. And so they were doing in groups of 10. And we figured out, like while we were waiting for group photo, that there were 9 of us that really wanted to be together. And it kind of worked out perfectly because the first person of our 9 was the first person who didn't go up in the group before us. Like it was too perfect how well this worked out. And so like as we were going through, we were kind of trying to get ourselves in order so we would be next to like our biases. I was not next to any of my biases or bias wreckers, but I did end up standing because they had like the guys were sitting in chairs on the floor where they'd removed the table, but the guys were still sitting in chairs there. And they had us like walk in front of them and do like high touch. And then we went around behind them to actually line up to take the photo. So we were kind of standing behind them in the photo, posing cheesy and everything. And so I ended up between Way and Bito because they kind of had us like in windows almost, if that makes sense. Except I tripped going up. That was fun. Didn't fall, didn't get hurt. Don't think any of the guys noticed. But I definitely tripped. And I'm just standing there like, I would. Like, that would be me. I would be the one to do that. Oh gosh, okay, sorry. I've got to open my notes back up. But yeah, so then, of course, we went out again because they still had to do high touch and everything for VIP, which was a cheaper ticket. And so the perks were a little different. They didn't get the CD and the fan sign. They did get high touch, and I think they also got group photo. I don't really remember. I would have to go back and look and see what that was. But it was really funny because the first people in for that were actually some of the other people that we had made friends with in line. And so like they're coming in and we're like waving really fast and everything, and they're like, "Hi!" And then like when they finished, they like kind of brought them back around behind us. Because after that, it was obviously time to go in for the concert itself and get our spots because VIP and VVIP for Atlanta, at least, were general admission tickets. So there were no seats for us. There were no assigned seats for us. We just kind of had to hang out in like the little pit area in front of the stage. But it was really worth it. So I was probably about 4 people back when we finally got in. And then I did manage to make it up like really close for the finale, which was awesome. And I will try to include a couple of clips of the concert at the end. I didn't record everything, but oh my gosh, like it was insane. If you guys see these clips, I filmed them on my phone. I did not take a camera because I had asked about bringing this camera that I use for this, and I never got an answer from Studio PAV. Because this camera is technically a point and shoot, but it looks like a DSLR, which is really weird, but that's just, you know, the way it is. But I never got an answer about whether or not it would get confiscated, and it's like a $250 camera. I'm not letting this thing get confiscated. So I just didn't take it. I just took my cell phone. So the picture quality is going to be a little bit weird compared to what you're used to. But yeah, what was I saying? So I did get some film. I didn't film the entire thing. My roommate did film pretty much every song. But I did get like the opening VCR, which was really cool because they have a custom one for like each city. So it had like a picture of Atlanta in it, and it said like "Hello Atlanta" or something like that. I haven't watched it like since last night. I put it on my Instagram, and I haven't gone through and watched everything, so I don't really know like what quality the audio is on any of it. I'm assuming it's going to be pretty good because the quality of the audio when I saw Monster X last summer using the same phone was like crazy good. I was a lot closer to the speakers though, so I may have to do some work on the audio. I keep hearing the spine crack, and I hate it. I feel like the guys had already kind of broken the spine a little bit, so I'm a little less worried about it, but it's still kind of freaking me out. The spine's cracking. But yeah, the show was amazing. They started off with, oh gosh, I'm trying to remember the set list order and I can't, and I didn't film the entire thing, so I have no idea. I do know the first 2 songs they did were the 2 that came out while Lucian was taking a break for his mental health, because they kind of like stuck him in the back and he kept running into the screen because the stage was a little too small for 10 guys. A slightly smaller group in terms of like group number probably would have been fine on that stage, but it was just a little too small for the 10 of them. So there were a lot of like slightly weird things that kind of had to happen in order for it to work. So like he kind of kept running into that during those 2. Like there were a couple of other people who ran into it as well at various points in the concert, just because of, you know, not having the space they really needed. Yes. So, oh, that's not the spine breaking, that's the book coming off. No! Okay, at least it's not the spine breaking, but the book is kind of coming off the back now. But yeah, it was really good. I got all of Candyland and all of Catch Me. And there was another one that I got all of, or maybe 2 more that I got all of, which is actually really good for me because I normally can't film that much during a concert because I'll get sick. But actually, I was able to film a lot this show, which was really good. So yeah, I will add some clips at the end of this if I can, because I do have them on my phone. I just need to like go through them and watch them. I won't put full songs, obviously, because I don't do that, but I'll put a few, you know, short clips. I didn't get any of the like talking stuff, which I'm kind of sad about, but like I was having too much fun. So the first like big like talking thing they did was they had let people in line fill out post-it notes with questions, and so each one of them grabbed a post-it and either answered the question or like did the thing that people asked them to do on the note, and it was adorable, y'all. Their English is so good. I was impressed. Like obviously some are better than others. Bito is a little hard to understand sometimes. I don't know if it's that he just isn't as good at speaking it, or if it's just like how deep his voice is makes him harder to understand, or what. He's a little harder to understand, but like, I mean, they were all, except for Wei, able to read off their post-it notes, and like they were helping each other. Wei just kind of passed his post-it note off to somebody else, so I don't think he understood what the question was. I think he needed one of the other guys to help him with it. But they did. Like, there were no translators during the concert. There were no translators during the meet and greet stuff. Like it was all them. So they worked really, really hard to learn English. And I will say, even if Wei can't read English, he does speak it pretty well. Like, he was able to speak it, he was understandable, and like they were forming like good, complete sentences, not just like random bits and pieces like a lot of Korean idols do when they're first learning English. Like, they formed good sentences. So very, very impressive. Definitely, like, they worked their butts off to be able to communicate, which is so sweet of them. I feel kind of bad because I had intended to at least say hello in Korean, and like I get up to Jinhoo and his smile and I'm just like, I completely forgot every Korean word I know. Not even my bias, and he made me forget all of my Korean. Like, what else? Yeah, the snapshot line for Atlanta was insane. So we stayed through the encore. A lot of people left before the encore to get in line to get snapshot. We stayed through the encore because the encore is like always the most fun. And it was just like a bunch of ridiculousness. I'm getting off topic. Like, I was talking about specific things. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I'll finish talking about the encore and then I'll talk about the other time they talked, if I can get it in. I may have to stop the camera here in a minute. So the encore was so much fun. Like, they were just being goofy and like they were taking cameras and phones from people in the audience to like film themselves. And it was just adorable. Like, Jinhoo spent probably a good quarter of the song just like sitting on the front of the stage, like directly in front of me, like goofing around and making faces at us. And at one point, I think it was Kun was standing there, like telling everybody to start jumping during the chorus. So we all started jumping. So my video is awful. I did video the whole song. So yeah, I think I did get at least 4 songs because I did film the whole thing, but I'm literally like jumping. So the camera is like doing this. And I was trying to like move it around the stage just because I was so close to the stage. If they weren't kind of all clumped in the center of it, I couldn't get the people on both ends. So like there are several times in my videos where whoever is on the far end, especially like far stage left over here, I miss them completely. Just because my phone does not do wide angle shot. Okay, so if it looks different, it's because I'm now holding the camera because my battery died. Fun. And I don't really feel like putting the camera back on the tripod. So I'm just going to hold it so you get to see my elbow along with the album cover, and it's probably going to look all janky and gross, but whatever. So anyway, we stayed through the encore, and it was so much fun. Oh gosh. Oh, I don't know what the people upstairs did, but it sounded like somebody was coming in my room. That was freaky. But yeah, and they were just like, they were taking cameras and like filming themselves and just being complete goofballs and like running around the stage. And so like, we were just all jumping because Kun was like, jump, jump, jump. I'm pretty sure it was Kun. I wasn't really paying attention because I was having so much fun. I just saw somebody saying jump and I was like, okay, let's jump. By the way, bad decision when you're like nearly 30 and already have back problems. I was in so much pain last night, but it was so worth it. So then we went and got in line and snapshot, and we waited so long. We waited like 45 minutes, an hour in this line for snapshot photo passes, and they ran out like 15 people before we got there. So it was kind of sad. But, you know, lesson learned for next time. If you're going to Atlanta for a Studio PAV show at the very least, you need to buy your snapshot passes online before the show. I heard that like most of the other cities didn't sell out snapshot. Atlanta sold out, and Atlanta sold out fast. So if you're going and you can, buy your snapshot passes online. I say Atlanta sold out fast. Like, a lot of people got snapshot. Like, a lot. But it was still, like, I mean, there were probably a good 75 people left in line when they ran out. And part of the problem was there were some people who were buying, like, 20, because they had purchased them online, and then they purchased more at the venue, and there was no really good way for them to police that, which, it's kind of sad, because, like, there were people who had more than 10, and there was supposed to be a limit of 10 per person, and there were people who had more than 10, and were, like, bragging about it. Meanwhile, a good 75 of us got none, which was really sad. But, it is what it is. It happens. Lesson learned for next time. I will definitely go to another PAV show. I don't know who they're bringing after VAV. I'm not a huge VAV fan. I kind of started listening. Sorry, battery's rolling around. I kind of started listening to them when Ano joined, but I don't know. Not a huge fan. I don't think I'm going to get a ticket for that. But I'm excited to see who they bring next, because groups they bring, I have a lot of groups that I really love that are kind of that size in terms of like famousness, so to speak. So I'm kind of crossing my fingers for like Kanakin or Ace. I think they would be awesome. I would definitely buy VVIP for either of those and buy as many snapshot passes as I possibly could because I love those groups too. But yeah. So, sorry. Gosh, you guys just got a shot of my legs. This is why it's normally on a tripod and I don't do this. But yeah, that was my concert experience. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing my story and seeing my album. I know there's just a lot of like staring at the front of this album going on in this video. But, you know, I had to share the amazingness. So I will talk to you guys again soon because I do have 2 copies of Ace's new album somewhere in the mail. Actually, they might have just shown up because the text message I got was from the apartment complex saying we had a package. So, anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Bye!